Excuse me, it's been a long day, so forgive me for that one. Emphasis on Marvel because I just got back from seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and let me just tell you, it is well worth the wait. It is well worth the watch. I definitely suggest you guys going out see it. It's completely stellar, totally boss. Go check it out. Tell whomever. I just had a spectacular time watching it. It's such a great end to the trilogy. So it it was just great. Words cannot describe how sensational it was, to be honest. Anywho, I wanted to make my own video because for those of you that watched Queen Juliana's video about what it means to. I think she put it under something else. I have to go and check. But basically, we were talking about the meaning of we need a break or I need space from you. And now, this doesn't mean uh, time apart from each other to figure things out. You've officially broken up. That's what the meaning of it is. And if you've watched the show Friends, Rachel broke up with Ross. That's how it went down. Because really think about this, Astralites. If you really needed time, or if you really needed to figure things out, you work it out together. Otherwise, you've broken up, you don't see anything else to fix the situation. That's pretty much why they use it for. Because they don't want to be like, you know what, I've had enough, I'm done with you. They're just like, oh, I need space, or we need a break. At that point, you're just like, alright, bye bye, witch. it, I know I'm clowning, but I'm being real. We have so many snowflakes these days, so many people who are sensitive that we can't even bother to tell them it's over, we have no future together, there's no fixing this. They just go to, we need a break. Or, I need some space. I need time. I need time to work on myself. I fell for that. Juliana, being the blessed queen of mind that she is, she actually, because she's got major wisdom. And I was telling her about this one girl that I used to date, back in the day, pretty much. Um, Late teens, early 20s, something around there. A girl had said that to me, and I didn't know what the meaning of it was. Juliana had the good sense to tell me, and Etalon, when she said that, she wants nothing to do with you anymore. Or she wanted nothing to do with you anymore. And I was like, yeah, it took me some time to realize that. But I'm glad that she was so forthcoming about it, because I was really torn up. I kept thinking to myself, okay, she needs time. How much of it does she need? Is this temporary? Is this permanent? It's permanent. You know, we've either been the dumpy or the dumper. And don't even try to front, we've had at least once. It doesn't feel good, trust me. But stop saying I need time to work on myself. That's code for I want nothing to do with you further. They're doing this whole sparing your feelings garbage. I don't know. I don't know why people do that. It's like we get along much better if we're honest with each other, right? Right. So, Just stop saying, I need space. Stop saying, we need a break. If you're done with somebody, just tell them out front, basically. It's just tell them outright. There's nothing wrong with it. Stop sugarcoating everything. That's part of the problem. Like, it's like we've become. I'm trying to think of the word here. Basically, we use it as our security blanket. That's what we do use sugarcoating for. We're afraid of getting our feelings hurt. Sometimes we need to get our feelings hurt. That way, we can actually build, let's just call it an immunity. We can build an immunity. We can tell the difference of who's real and who's not. We just got to start being honest with each other. As painful and as bad as it is, that person will end up respecting you in the end for being honest with them. They might hate you at first, but they respect the fact that you were honest with them. Make sense? Okay, good. But if you really think about it, for those of you that have watched this series, Friends, much like myself, Ross really didn't do anything wrong because Rachel broke up with him. So he was pretty much free to do whatever he wanted. And even his ex-wife got on him about it. And he kept saying, we were on a break. Oh, shit. I got frustrated for him because, granted, Rachel was the victim prior to the breakup, but she continued to seem like the victim after she was the one who basically called off the whole thing. Really watch closely. Watch closely to that episode, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? Ross messed up. That point is clear. But don't use that whole we need a break as a crutch to make you seem like you're the victim in everything. It's a crutch. It's a sugar-coated crutch. That's what it is. Because you notice a few times where Ross is getting blamed for doing this, that, and the third, and they were broken up. It was ridiculous. But that's a prime example of what I'm telling you, Astralites. Prime example of why you should not be saying, oh, we need space, we need a break, I need time to figure things out. Figure things out with your significant other. Figure things out with your paramour. Don't feel the need, because here's what Juliana and I gathered. When you say stuff like that, one of two things. You're either already talking to somebody and you planned out this whole wanting to break things off, or you're already with the person and you just decided, you know what, the time has come, I'm gonna call it off with my so-and-so. That all this sugarcoating is getting people. There's a reason they call it sugarcoating, because it's bad for your health. And I'm not saying this as a euphemism. People can be emotionally and mentally hurt when you do stuff like that. Simply say, this isn't working out, or there's somebody else. Don't say, I need time to work on myself. Because they use that in A Million Ways to Die in the West. You know, Seth MacFarlane's movie? She used that exact same line. And what happened? She ended up dating the bad guy. Or not necessarily the bad guy, but the famous jerk. You know, NPH is in Neil Patrick Harris's character. But anyway. That's why you need to stop sugarcoating or using it as a crutch. Be honest with people. You'll have more respect afterwards about it. If you're not into somebody anymore, tell them. Or work out your problems together. If you need time, set that person free. If they're not willing to... Because don't be like, oh, well, we did all we can to figure out our problems, and it still didn't work, so I decided, no. No, just, that's tiresome. Don't do that. Because if you look closely watching Mrs. Doubtfire, the mom did the exact same thing to the dad. A trial separation, right? And what happened? She ended up dating James Bond. And I'm fairly certain that the divorce wasn't even final. You know, that ex comes into town. She saw that. This is just me. You know, perceive it however you want, but this is how I saw it. The former flame came back into town. It wasn't even considering wallpaper or any sort of feng shui for his place. That's not what he was there for. He was there to see his former flame. Knew she was married. She remembered all the good times that they had, right? And then, you know, Daniel was right. It was an accident waiting to happen. So she took advantage of that. It was this whole big thing. I'd rather not... I pretty much gave you the cliff notes on how I saw it as. Same thing of what happens everywhere else. Opportunity can be a person's worst enemy. You see an opportunity to end things. Oh, and I was watching Animal Control. I mentioned it a few videos ago. I believe I remember telling you guys, you know, this character Shred, he was dating this girl who was long distance. He finally decided to end things with her. And, well, it kind of sucked. But at the same time, he felt right about it. And by sucked, I mean he did it with her family around. And I'm just like, okay, she's flipping out, which is, honestly, I thought she was a narcissist the whole time, so I'm not even gonna defend her part. But it's like I said, sugarcoating is bad for your health. Be honest with people. They'll have more respect for you for it. They'll be miffed about you in the beginning. They might all out hate you. But the important thing is, you did the right thing for you. Things weren't working out. You tried everything. You were just like, you know what? Anything we have tried is not working. So I think it's best if we just end things. But just stop saying we need a break, we need time apart, we need space, so on and so forth. That line is tiresome. It's a waste of breath. If they flip out because you were honest with them, so be it. That just shows you the person who they really are. Just stop saying that sugar-coated BS line. Hey, Levy, I'm just about to wrap up. Just stop using the line. Stop saying we need space. Stop doing all these long distance relationships. Stop perpetually doing things that will ruin the relationship. Yeah, I know. I'm about to sign off in a minute here. I'm just wrapping things up and everything. Astrolites. Again, I say take my advice with a grain of salt. If you tell someone the truth and they freak out about it, so what? You knew how you really felt about it. And if they're the type of people who are gonna say things to hurt you, you got off easy. It's like, okay, you're showing me your true colors now. You're saying stuff to hurt me. You've done everything you possibly could to make the relationship work. Relationships end. Exactly, yeah. Relationships end. And some of them end for the wrong reasons. Hence why we make these videos. We want to be able to help you process better. Be true to yourself. If things are not working out in your favor, leave. Don't feel like you need to stay just for the other person's benefit. That's how relationships get messed up in the first place. Because you're not being honest with yourself. And if you want to end the relationship, once again I say, stop using that tired line. Yeah, living a lie, precisely. Stop. Just stop. Be true to yourself. Be true to your feelings. Be honest. Stop thinking that we need a break is a good scapegoat. It's not. Be true to yourself. Stop living lies. Because I guarantee you, your life will be much richer if you live it out telling the truth. Okay, Astrolites? Alright, so that's about all the time I got for you guys. I will definitely tag you in this, Levy. That's all the time I got for you guys. Once more, take my advice with a grain of salt. I'm right about this sort of thing. I love you all. Have a terrific Tuesday. Or, better yet, a marvelous Tuesday. And we'll talk to each other soon. Bye.